A couple finds themselves entangled in a web of gambling, drugs, and mob bosses when they start a casino to raise their daughter's tuition fee. Scott and Kate Johansen accompany their daughter Alex on a tour of Bucknell University. The couple relives their beautiful moments on the campus and express how happy those days were. Alex also wants to attend this university as she hopes to find the magic her parents have. After the tour, Alex confirms she likes the school and wouldn't mind doing her course there. The family eagerly waits for the acceptance letter and Alex gets accepted to Bucknell. Scott and Kate aren't worried about the tuition, seeing as the community scholarship that year is being awarded to Alex. Scott and Kate have a very close relationship with Alex, and during a congratulations party for her, they share how empty the house will be and how deeply they will miss her. At the party, the couple sees their friend and neighbor Frank. His wife Raina had left him and now he's a mess. He tries to act okay, but the breakup has left him in a mental daze. Frank approaches the couple as he's anxiously waiting for the Las Vegas trip they had all had planned. Sadly, Scott decides to cancel the trip, seeing how detached Frank is. However, he can't let Frank down like that, so he says the trip has just been delayed. The couple attends the local council meeting at the community hall, hoping to get awarded the scholarship officially. Here, Frank sees Raina and publicly begs her to come back home, but she refuses, asking him where their car is. The city councilman Bob shares that the council is planning on building a town pool. The project involves constructing 5 pools with beautiful food businesses and a small park. Without a doubt, this project gets everyone so pumped. After this, Bob says that the budget cuts means Alex will not receive her scholarship that year. Scott and Kate try to argue about this, but most of the locals want a pool, so their motion is denied. Kate and Scott live in a well-to-do neighborhood but barely afford their mortgage. Scott mentions that they have spent so much time being good parents to Alex that they forgot to save. Alex talks to her parents as she's heard about the scholarship being pulled. However, Kate and Scott assure her that she will still attend Bucknell University. The couple visits their financial advisor, who reveals that the couple is flat out broke. They think about asking for a loan, but that too would be denied. Scott later asks his boss for a raise, but the boss refuses. Scott threatens to quit, but his boss knows that he's bluffing. Similarly, Kate tries to get back her old job, but her request is also denied. The couple decides to cancel their trip to Las Vegas permanently since they need to save every penny they get. The couple walks into Frank's nearly empty house and finds him having another argument with Raina. He had been dumped because he got addicted to gambling and developed an adult video addiction. Raina asks Frank to sign the divorce papers and then leaves. Frank sees the couple and expresses his joy at the upcoming trip, saying it's the only thing keeping him alive. Scott can't bring himself to disappoint his friend, so the three travel to Vegas. Frank is such a gambling expert that he quickly makes some money for Alex's tuition dealing craps. Just as he's about to make the final play, Scott excitedly warns him loudly not to roll a 7. This turns out to be a jinx and the trio loses their money. Frank tells Scott that in such games, the house always wins, and this gives him the idea to start a casino at his house. Scott and Kate are for the concept, but they wonder why Frank needs money. He admits that he is broke and at risk of losing his beautiful home. Since Frank's house is nearly empty and has high fences, it is perfect for the casino. The plan is to lure some of the area's desperate people to play the game. The plan is set and Frank works hard to ensure everything is ready. Since this is an underground and illegal casino, Frank comes up with a secret way to get into the casino without attracting attention to the house. The plan is to get the casino running for a month, so they must invite everybody. At first, people are skeptical about this, but as soon as the money rolls in, they start playing. 2 men start arguing one night, and people place bets on who can beat who. Everyone gets so excited to watch the fight, but it ends quickly when the opponent knocks out the other with a punch. Soon another fight ensues, ending in both women knocking each other out, so the house keeps the money. The team starts making a lot of money and hopes they will get the $500K they need. On the other hand, Alex is worried about how weird her parents have been acting. They explain that they've taken extra work to get the tuition and will be away most nights and weekends. Alex hangs out with her friends who find it strange that she's so connected with her parents. Frank passes by Raina's salon to have a conversation with her. He shares that he's put a plan in action that will get him the money he needs to save his house and get back Raina. Raina is impressed since he doesn't look like a mess, but she refuses to forgive him just yet. Back at the house, Scott and Kate find that Frank has made improvements to include a pool and a massage section. These improvements have cost them some money, but now they are halfway to their money mark. There's a local council meeting, but only a few people show up. Bob suspects something is happening, and a police officer tells him about the large parking situation at a meat shop. One night, the team discovers a person counting cards. They take the man into a storeroom to threaten him. The man laughs, knowing nothing will happen since the three are softies. An argument ensues, during which the man's finger is accidentally cut off. Later that day, police officer Chandler follows a man into the pork shop. He discovers the secret path and encounters Frank, since this is his backyard. Frank takes out his phone and starts recording the officer, causing him to leave. However, Scott has a hard time since he keeps hallucinating about fingers. Frank tells him that he's gained a reputation as the butcher in town, and most people are giving back what they owe the casino for fear of having their body parts cut off. The trio takes advantage of this and goes around town demanding payments for those on credit. One day, the trio is at a fancy restaurant having dinner when Frank sees Raina with another man. He tries to attack the guy, but he's much stronger and easily overpowers him. The three are kicked out of the hotel by Chandler. Bob and Dawn are also there. It's revealed that Bob had been swindling money from the city to gift Dawn as the two are having an affair. She's unhappy about Alex losing her scholarship or how Bob keeps asking her to leave her marriage. Bob and Dawn see how weird Scott, Kate, and Frank are acting and suspect something's up. Chandler and Bob go to Frank's house and stumble upon the illegal casino. Once everyone leaves, Bob says they will not arrest the three but will confiscate the money they've made. Chandler is a little reluctant, especially when he hears that the money is for Alex's school, but Bob is adamant. Scott and Kate discuss what this means for their family and decide to have one last night where they go all in and hope to make the most money possible. The casino is in full swing when mob boss Tommy and his goons crash it. This includes the man whose finger was cut off. At the same time, Alex and her friends arrive at the casino, so her parents take her to the safe room to explain what's happening. Tommy and his goons find Frank and demand the money made in the night. Frank takes them back to the safe room to show them they have no money. However, Tommy kidnaps Alex and handcuffs her to him, saying the trio should give him 300 grand. The trio quickly overpowers the thugs, and Scott cuts off Tommy's hand. Kate accidentally sets Tommy on fire. Frank tries to put it out, but it proves to be too much, and the entire house burns. Raina approaches Frank, having seen that he's changed. She says that they could claim their insurance money since it wasn't known that she'd moved out. The couple reunites tearfully. Alex learns what her parents have been up to, and she refuses to be bullied by Bob. Chandler also arrives and promises to help the family steal back their money. He hates Bob and how he's not done anything to help the community. Chandler shows Bob a video saying that the casino is back on and that people are mocking him. This lures him out of the office, allowing Scott and his family to break into it. They steal the money back, but Dawn calls Bob and warns him. Bob has Chandler drive around and the cop crashes the car. Bob runs back to the office and a chase ensues between him and the family. Bob gets the suitcase with the money and handcuffs himself, so Scott takes an axe to do his usual butchering. Surprisingly, Scott cuts off the handcuff, not Bob's hand. Chandler arrives and Bob demands that he arrest the family. However, Chandler refuses and Bob admits to stealing the town's money. Dawn also shows up and decides to stick to her marriage. Chandler arrests Bob. In the end, Scott and Kate drop Alex at uni. Even though they will miss her dearly, the two admit they will always be okay with each other.